Hello, and welcome to Ye Olde Games. My name is Lily, and with Jenna, Ross, VJ, and Max, we, the Cocky Coders, created Ye Olde Games, the Android mobile app. Do you know how to play chess, checkers, and solitaire? Do you have a long commute on a subway or bus? Or maybe, do you have friends that you want to play games with that don't require the internet or online and want to play in person? Then Ye Olde Games is perfect for you. We wanted to take these concerns and transport them to a game that would solve these problems. We wanted to create a game that could simply be played on your commute or with friends, or can even teach you how to play chess and checkers if you are unfamiliar, by having friends play with you and through that trial and error, learn how to play yourself. Ye Olde Games consists of 3 games internally: solitaire, chess, and checkers. And with this game, you can play all 3. Solitaire is a solo game where you just click on the cards to move them to their proper placements. Chess and checkers are couch co-op, meaning that you play with your friends in person by passing your phone back and forth. It's our goal with the app to help solve boredom during these long commutes, to create something fun to do with friends, and to create knowledge about these fun, old, classic games that some people don't know about as often. We use several different technologies to develop Ye Olde Games. The first is GitHub. We use GitHub to upload all the software for Ye Olde Games so that we could easily collaborate and change the software without having to meet in person, since we could so rarely do so. The second is Android Studio. We used Android Studio to emulate Android apps and phones. That way we could easily test the game to make sure it worked without physically having an Android device. The third and final is React Native. We use React Native to build the game throughout all the code and everything in that. We hope that you enjoy the game and enjoy the demo that we have provided for you today.
And now let's turn to the settings and store part of our game. This is what it looks like when you've just opened up the program and you've done nothing to it. Our settings has an option for you to either enable or disable audio. By default, it's disabled, but you can click here and there will be a toggle. You also have the option to change your name. For example, it's default as guest, but I could put my own name, Max, in there. In addition, we also have a store function. The momentary gratification button costs 5 points. It gives you a momentary gratification in form of a message. You can purchase this as many times as you wish. As for our other games, chess and checkers, you can purchase them for 250 points each. Purchasing chess makes it not available anymore. You're only allowed to purchase these games once, and once you have them forever. Now you can see, when earlier both buttons were grayed out, now chess is now blue, like the other buttons. That means it can be clicked on. If we were to try to use a game that is not available, such as checkers, it will display a message. However, we can go into chess now and see that it works. You can do the same thing once you purchase checkers, also for 250 points. And that's how you can use the settings and store part of our game.
Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is Cocky's Coders game, Ye Olde Games. I'm going to show you how Alice, a mother who enjoyed these classic games, would want to sit down and play a game of solitaire. So first off, she can go into settings, she can enable her audio, and she can go ahead and enter her name as the player name. And we can go back to the home screen, and then we'll be able to click right into solitaire. Now that we're in solitaire, if Alice is familiar with the solitaire rules, she can literally just play like she is normally accustomed to. The only difference in this game is that, say that if this column right here was empty, she can move any card into this empty column. It does not have to be the king. She can move any card she wants into that column. So, Alice is able to draw the cards. When she draws it, it makes a noise. She's able to select the card, move it into the foundation. It will make a sound at that point. Alice can also move this and say put it in the foundation, will also make that noise. You can move, say you have 3 cards, say you have 9, 8, 7, and you have a 10 you could move. You can move that whole stack over. Alice is able to do that. And that's just kind of some basic rules for solitaire. Alice can click the back button if she wants to go back. Her progress will not be saved, so she has a decision to make there. Also, if she wants to go into settings, her progress will also not be saved. So if she selects yes, the game will restart, and she'll be dealt a whole new batch of cards. She can also undo a move. So if she undoes that move, her ace gets put back into the table. So we can go ahead and put that back. And she can undo a move from anywhere, from the stock, from the table, from the foundation. It doesn't matter. Now say Alice gets stuck. She can click on this surrender button. If she wants to surrender, she can't do anything more. She can go ahead and say yes. And you notice it's got her name back there from where we added it in settings. She can play again. It'll deal her a whole new set of cards. She can also, if she's struggling with a little bit of the rules, she can click the help button and see what type of rules she may be forgetting or anything like that. Because remember, there's only the one different rule in Cocky's Coders Ye Olde Games version of Solitaire. There's only that one different rule. So Alice really can play a full game of Solitaire, and she can play chess and checkers, and she can add up points so she can unlock those 2 games. And also when she gets to the point where the game will auto-complete for her, as soon as it auto-completes, it will make a shuffling sound and add all those cards into the foundation. So hopefully Alice really likes Ye Olde Games.
Hi, this is Ross Vicario, and I am recording the capstone demo video for chess. So as you can see here, we have our chessboard. The player who starts is white. The second player is black. Turns are taken in alternating order. So you can see that when you click a chess piece, it'll highlight it and show possible moves. So I'm gonna play as white first. I'm gonna move the piece 2 spaces forward. Now, the turn has swapped to the opponent. So to play the opponent's turn, you would pass the device to your friend, and your opponent would be able to move their chess piece. The opponent is also going to move 2 spaces forward. And now I'm going to demonstrate the capturing functionality. So taking a piece is extremely simple in our chess. You just highlight your piece. As you can see, it correctly spots that it can capture the enemy pawn here. And I just move here. And would you look at that? These numbers at the top are the scoreboard. So we have gained 1 point by capturing an enemy pawn. And the opponent's number would update when they captured this piece. But I want to show you some other features real quick. So there's a couple buttons down here at the bottom. The current player always has the option to surrender. So here I'm going to demonstrate the opponent surrendering. If I press no, it would just return. Here is surrendering. Opponent surrenders, and it takes you back to the home screen. It's now going back to chess. And I'm going to play through the first couple turns again, and I'm going to show you the iconic fool's checkmate here. If demonstrating to you that the checkmate functionality works. So here we go. The queen is going to move in for the kill and checkmate. The opponent, the black player, has won, and it'll take you back. And now you can also see the chessboard. It's got the right dimensions. It's got some lovely icons for the various chess pieces. Thank you for watching our demo video. You have been a great audience, and enjoy the next piece in this series.
Lastly, I'm Vijay, and I'll be demonstrating checkers. In Ye Olde Games, the green player is the device owner and magenta is the guest opponent. When you tap on a pawn, each of its available legal moves are shown by a shadowed circle on the available destination squares. You'll trade the device back and forth to complete each turn. Should you put the phone down and come back and can't remember whose turn it is, the player's turn is indicated at the top just below the welcome message. Captured opponent pawns are worth 1 point each, and the scoreboard is immediately updated. Should you decide to move a different pawn after you selected a piece, just tap the piece again and tap the desired pawn. Pawns are free to move throughout the board in any diagonal manner that the player chooses. When a pawn reaches the opposing side of the game board, it is promoted to a king as indicated by the K branded pawn. And that's Ye Olde Games. We wanted to make a mobile game untethered from the internet that doesn't have a big learning curve. Whether you're on a plane, hanging out with friends, or want to firm up your board game skills, Ye Olde Games has you covered. We hope you enjoy this vaporware edition of your favorite classic tabletop games.